You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
In uncertain times, we could use someone to lean on. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma will stand by you with plan options to fit your budget. If you've recently lost your job, had a baby, or moved, you can still get the healthcare coverage you and your family need. Financial help may be available for those who qualify. Call 855-452-BLUE or visit hereforyouok.com to see if you're eligible to enroll. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I know karate, I know jiu-jitsu, I drive like a gangster when I'm coming to see you, see you, see you, see you.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
The way I always do. How was I to know she was with the Russians too? I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Dad, get me out of this.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody?
It is Wednesday, my dudes. I forgot about the scream. Otherwise known as Chat Live's Matter Night right here live on KLRM Radio. We are your closing act for the evening. I was your opening act, your next to opening act, and now I'm part of your closing act. Did I mention I'm a workaholic? Anyway, I'm one half of the crew, Mr. Rick Robbins, and he's the other half, Mr. Ordy Packard, and I have a plan for 2025.
Oh, do you?
We need a Rick and Ordy cruise to Havana. Just saying.
Except instead of Havana, because that was just so, edgy in the 70s, we'll do Belize.
That works.
Because nobody goes to Havana, they just leave it. on a floating door?
I don't know. They shot. Well, they supposedly shot part of one of the Fast and Furious movies in Havana, and it seemed kind of cool down there. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like 1950 anyway.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we're conservative. We're supposed to be trying to fight to get the clock set back to 1950. So why wouldn't we like Havana?
Exactly.
Just
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, so yeah, it's been an interesting news day. Lots of news stories breaking. So, Fanny, I prefer Fanny. I know she prefers Fanny, but considering she's a hoe, I go with Fanny. Has stepped in it again. I've been talking about this off and on all day. There's been a recording leaked of a whistleblower trying to warn her that a supervisor of said whistleblower was trying to use grant funding inappropriately, and said whistleblower knew that he was trying to use it inappropriately because she was one of the people who helped write the grant. Supervisor left for mysterious reasons, and whistleblower was walked out of the door with 7 security guards. And Funny still has a job. Just saying.
Weird.
Yeah, it's funny how all these people that are going after Trump for corruption are pretty.
I mean, generally the call is coming from inside the house.
Why are you giving me Scream flashbacks, bro? Like the original Scream, not when it started turning into like scary movie kind of shit. But,
right.
Anyway, but yeah, no, I get it. This is an and situation. I do not believe that Trump is entirely innocent, but come on, he's done the same crap that businessmen have done since the dawn of time. That's why we have a 40,000-page tax code. Come on.
Well, I mean, it's like, okay. And of course, when I'm trying to make a point, I just forgot his fucking name. Dave Chappelle said in his stand-up, the reason why people like Trump is because he's honest. He's all, yeah, these fuckers have been doing this all along. I've been doing it right along with them. I'm just the only one who's going to tell you about it.
Yeah, there's another one. I think it was Cat Williams who was talking about how, and this was his word, that Trump was the blackest president ever. And he's like, and before you say anything, let me finish, because this dude was really doing some N-word stuff. He was checking his wife at the inauguration.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. It's just all these. I mean, and granted, they're social media influencers. They're probably being paid to do it. But there's lots of people that are not white that are coming out in support of Donald Trump this cycle. How many of them are being paid to do it? I guess we'll find out in November, because it kind of seems like.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it was like the was it the Make America Great PAC had to release their financials, and every dime that's coming in is going out to his legal fees.
Yeah, but I mean, most of his people know that already anyway. I'm not okay with it, but the people that are donating to it seem to be, because they still keep donating. I mean, I know. I'm not a fan. But again, I kind of understand why the people that are supporting him are okay with it to a point, because, I mean, let's face it, they have completely rewritten both the criminal and the civil code to come after this motherfucker.
Right.
I mean, it's just nuts. I mean, if this was happening to anybody else, people would be rioting. But since it's him, he's evil and he has to be stopped, and it doesn't matter how they do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, well, speaking of whistleblowers and everything, okay, so this was the most anticlimactic thing ever today. And that was, if you saw the tweet from James O'Keefe last night where he was worried about his life, he's like, hey, just so you know, I'm not suicidal, blah, 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 story dropping tomorrow. I've had a good, just total building it up. And then, I don't know if you saw the video where he went out on a date. He kind of picked up on the White House, a White House cybersecurity professional. And the dude just wanted to spill all the tea. About how
I actually had that until a few minutes ago. I don't know where it is now.
Biden is slipping, and they don't want to have, they don't want to, run Kamala, and they can't get rid of Kamala because, God, how would that look? Getting rid of the first, black woman vice president, and just so, and it's like it was all stuff we knew. This isn't news to anybody except for the people who don't want to hear it.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is stuff that we've been talking about for forever. They have been looking for an off ramp in regards to Biden since midterms. Nobody wants to talk about it. But I mean, hell, at this point, I mean, it's like I told Stacy today on whatever, when it was just Tommy Lahren from Outkick, I kind of viewed it as more of a conspiracy type theory. I mean, we do that a couple times a month, so I can't say much one way or the other.
Again.
But
conspiracy theory and fact is just 6 months apart.
But then, within the last couple of weeks, people like Megyn Kelly have been pushing the idea that Obama has it in the works to try to supplant Biden with his wife or his husband, depending on your point of view.
But also in that interview, and this is, I mean, I've heard this from a couple other people now. I know Keith kind of, push out people, who know Michelle, especially this guy who was just, again, spilling all the tea. Said she doesn't want it. She is absolutely not interested in it because she saw what it did to Barack, and she's like, I don't want that in my life again.
Yeah, well, when the Democratic Party calls, you either answer or you sleep with the fishes, and she's probably about to find that out the hard way if this is what they want.
Well,
I mean, I hate to put it that succinctly, but I mean, let's look at what they've done to Biden just to prop up their power base. I mean, this guy has been going through the longest running episode of elder abuse I've ever seen in my life, and they are still trying to prop him up. I mean, you still have most of the talking heads in the leftist-leaning liberal networks talking about how spry he is and how mentally sharp he is, and then they're off camera talking about, oh my god, what a fucking shit show. I mean, hell, Joy Reid was caught on a hot mic the other day when listening to Biden's word salad bullshit, and she's like, here you go, starting another fucking war, and that was on a hot mic.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my god, when you've lost MSNBC, I don't really know. I mean, and the thing about it is, I mean, I've got a piece coming out later tonight through Twitchy where Seth MacFarlane is on Bill Maher's show talking about how a lot of the youth are so disenfranchised over the Israeli-Palestine conflict that they're actually starting to look at voting for Trump, only because so far a lot of the younger crowd are kind of happy that he's been bashing Netanyahu a bit. And I'm thinking, well, if it gets them to look under the hood and kick the tires, come on over for a few minutes. See if we got anything else you like. I mean, it's better than fucking winding up a communist. I mean, hell, that's one of the scariest things that I've done research-wise lately is start looking into some of this data and realizing that most of the 30 and under crowd thinks the world was better when the USSR still existed. What have we done as far as teaching our youth where they think communism is the answer?
Besides, because I was going to say, yeah, the world was better when the USSR existed because it gave us a common enemy.
Well, I mean, I guess you kind of have a point there. But
you didn't have. I mean, you had Bernie Sanders, but you didn't, and Ted Kennedy, but you didn't have many other people fucking filleting the Soviet Union.
This is true. But yeah, so I came across something else that I thought was interesting today, and this is actually resurfaced from an award show sometime around 2020-ish. It's when Taylor Swift suddenly started becoming politically active, which kind of shocked a lot of people. I don't know if you knew this or not, but apparently the spooky dude, otherwise known as George Soros, owns her entire catalog now. Might explain.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, might explain why she's suddenly becoming politically active and also diametrically opposed to anything that man doesn't stand for. Just saying. Which is kind of why I keep telling her. Go ahead.
Prior to 2020, the meme was, "I can't believe Taylor Swift isn't speaking out about this."
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's because she really wasn't. She actually was in interview after interview after interview. People kept asking her, why are you not speaking out about this kind of stuff? And she's like, I'm an entertainer. I sing music. I don't want to influence my fans. And then 2020 comes along, and all of a sudden she's like, it is now my mission to destroy Donald Trump. And everybody's like, where the fuck did this come from? And then within a couple of days of her making that announcement, she's on this award show and just, goes on for like 15 minutes and sneaks it in at the very end talking about how her entire life's work was sold out from under her. Nobody consulted her about it. These are the people that bought it, and these people have ties to George Soros. So I'm kind of like, this is her blinking that she's being held hostage in a video, guys.
Right.
Somebody missed a cue. Because this is her trying to explain why she's now politically active, and because all the left cares about is, oh my God, Taylor Swift is supporting our guy. They don't even care that she's basically being held ransom. That's messed up.
It's not Taylor Swift, it's Tay-Tay.
Well, whatever. I'm not 12.
We all are.
Mentally, yes, but that's different. But yeah, it's just, after listening to that video, I'm like, so you're telling me that since 2020, she basically tried to put it out to everybody that these assholes bought my shit, and all the left cares about is, she's on our side.
Slay Queen.
I can't with these people. And it's kind of like the same thing that I put out in the McFarlane piece that's coming out later. The left has been, feeling over facts and emotion over substance for so long that they've done their job too well, and now the genie can't get put back in the bottle, and now the people that they've, you have to be mad about all the things, now they're being mad about things they didn't want them to be mad about, and it's backfiring. Funny how that works.
So weird.
It's kind of like we tried to warn them or something.
We did, but, nobody ever listens to us.
Well, why would they listen to us? It's not like we make sense or anything.
Well, you might, I don't. I just make fart noises.
Well, hopefully not while you're behind Circle K. That would be kind of gross. Anyway.
Hey, you know what? Whatever the moms want.
Yeah.
Oh, so what else is grinding your gears?
What's not grinding my gears at this point would be a shorter question. Everything, because it's all nuts right now. I just started looking at the schedule. I'm like, so even if we ignore Nevada, we've still got South Carolina primary coming up at the end of February. Then we have Super Tuesday on the 5th of March. Then we have State of the Union on the 7th of March. And I'm like, can this be over now? I
find it weird. I find it interesting. It's not really weird, but so California moved up their primaries to Super Tuesday. Our primaries were used to be in June, and then we're just like, you know what? Fuck it. It's already decided by the time we do our primaries, so we're going to move up and we're going to be on Super Tuesday too. And it's already decided before going to Super Tuesday.
Well, no. It may be, depending on how badly.
For all intents and purposes, it is decided.
Well,
short of Emperor Hiroshito having a stroke, and I don't wish bad on anybody.
Well, so let me tell you what the wonks are floating, right? So they're assuming that since it's her home state, she's not actually going to lose South Carolina, or if she does, it'll at least be close. But there are enough open primaries on Super Tuesday that what they're hoping she's going to do is be able to grab enough delegates that she can stay in long enough to find out if Trump's going to get knocked out, and then she's going to pull a Hillary and be like, it's mine! That's kind of where the wonks are right now. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that, and it's like I told everybody else, everybody's freaking out about Michelle getting into the race. But the thing about it is, Michelle is, Biden was basically an unknown quantity for president. We saw what he was at vice president. Didn't really do much, other than a couple times that he inadvertently admitted on a video that he committed quid pro quo, which why he never got in trouble for that, I don't really know. But so because everybody was terrified of Trump, they were viewing Biden as, America's grandpa. So they're, we're gonna be okay. He's America's grandpa. And then they figured out America's grandpa has a lot of skeletons in his closet, like showering with his daughter and sniffing kids' hair. And then there's all the stuff that should have come out about his son that's still alive, who is probably sad that he's not the dead one, if I'm being honest right now.
Right.
Because Dad loves the dead one much, much more, and that is apparent.
Oh, much better. Yeah.
But the whole thing about it is all these things started coming out, and because the machine did such a good job of covering it up, even the Democrats have started being pissed off about all the shit that they didn't know. And so then you've got everybody looking at their pocketbooks going, I saw a graphic today that said that, since in the 3 years that Joe Biden is taken office, it is now taking $11,500 additional dollars for every American family to stay at least in the ballpark of where they were financially and stability-wise before he came into office. That is an insane amount of money. That is a third of what I used to make when I had a day job, just from the day job. That is insane. And for everybody to be impacted the way they are, and for this administration to keep screaming and yelling at everybody about, well, the economy's great, you're just too fucking stupid to know it. It's basically what they're telling everybody. They're not saying it in that way, and they're not saying it that harshly. But when you've got the White House account, Biden's personal account, the POTUS account, and the PressSec account, all talking about how we've got record low unemployment, inflation's on the decline. The part they don't tell you is that for every dollar of GDP, we owe $1.69. So we are very nearly 100% underwater. Nobody's.
Well, okay. If the economy is so great, just put it out there. How come my cola last year was a full $1? A full $1. You know what it was the year before? 16 cents.
Well, at least your job's trying to.
This year, I'm actually would not be surprised if my cola is $1 or is over $1.
Well, for people that have colas, they are pretty substantial this round because they're trying to keep up with the inflation. Yeah. But the thing about it is, every time Joe Biden starts talking about how inflation is down, he's lying to you. The inflation rate is down. Inflation is still increasing. There's a huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah, the acceleration is down. It's not that it's going down. It's just the rate of entropy has decreased.
And the thing about it is, even the stock market didn't know how to read things today because the Feds came out and said, hey, we're not going to raise interest rates right now, but we aren't exactly sure what the near future is going to be. So the Dow went, oh shit, down 400.
You know what? Why you mention that? Hold that thought.
Don't look. You're gonna cry. Don't look.
No. Something else.
Okay, I was gonna say, please don't pull up your 401k on the air.
I'm not gonna do that right now.
I don't want to have to call 911.
Okay, so it used to be when the Dow dropped, Bitcoin went up, but Bitcoin took a 5% hit. What time did that happen? Yeah, about from 5 o'clock this afternoon, my time, Bitcoin has taken a 5% hit.
Oof.
So
that's a big hit for Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it went from 43,000 to 41,000 each. So, yeah, but still, I'm ahead of the game. But yeah, I bought mine at 16, fuckers. Still.
Oh.
Yes, ergo is Latin now.
Are we sure? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
So other little interesting things that have happened this week is PressSec, whose only job is to articulate things to the public, keeps tripping over her own face.
Always.
In a briefing regarding the death of 3 American service people, she basically stated that these people lost their lives while in service to the administration.
Oh, not the country, the administration.
Yeah. Wait a minute. So, yeah. These people work for the United States, not for the current administration. Stacy mentioned this earlier, and I don't remember who she said it was, but it was a name that I recognized when she mentioned it. But apparently, he is now on his show and on his website rating our Banana Republic status, and we are currently up to 8 bananas.
Sounds about right.
I'm assuming that's 8 out of 10 possible bananas, I think. So I would probably give us more, if I'm being honest. But the fact that other people are starting to see our Banana Republic status is kind of disturbing to me. Another interesting thing that is kind of leaning me more towards the fact that we are officially a Banana Republic and it became everything that we despise is we now have a Minnesota Congress critter saying Somalia first. That's not how that's supposed to work.
That's her jam, though. I mean, you know what? You get the representatives you vote for. And, yeah. I mean, okay, here's the thing. This is what kind of the same thing why I'm against term limits. In that, that's what her constituents want. She is padding the fact that that part of Minnesota has such a large Somali population that, of course, saying something like that appeals to them. Probably not all of them. There's probably a lot of them who are all for integration in the American way. And, but apparently those people are terrified. So, and by those people, I mean the ones who actually want to be, in American, not Somali in America.
Well, yeah, no, and I get it that she's basically pandering to the people that put her there. But she's also apparently pissed off enough people that they're now starting to circulate the idea of having her removed. So
good.
We'll see how that goes.
I mean, that was like when Nancy Pelosi said they could run a glass of water with a D on it against AOC and it would win.
I mean, I wish she was wrong, but she's really not. And again, it comes back to some of the same stuff that we talk about all the time. When you start teaching people to not think with their heads, but think with their emotions, then eventually you're going to start losing the arguments. Because when logic is no longer able to be used, and your only driving factor is how things make you feel, then that is as dangerous as us being a true democracy. The reason we are not actually considered a democracy is because our founding fathers knew that the will of the people was fickle, and that a country
and that was the whole point of the Senate in the first place. I mean, before the 17th, it was the point of the Senate was to put the brakes on the House. The House had the knee-jerk reaction. The Senate was to go, whoa, settle down there, retard.
Yeah, well, and that's another reason why the Senate was always considered the upper chamber. They have 6-year terms. They can run twice. The House, I mean, the whole point of the House was they were the body of the people. The Senate was supposed to be the body of the states, so that the states also had a vote in where the country was headed, and somebody came up with the idea that we didn't need to do that anymore, and it's like I talked about when the ladies on Toxic started talking about how we really need to do away with the 19th Amendment. I wouldn't necessarily go that far. I think doing away with the 17th would fix quite a few problems, and then we could see how much further we needed to roll things back. Because if states were back to in charge of making sure that they had people in those Senate positions that would represent their interests, that would fix so many things. Mm-hmm. I mean, it wouldn't really help California much, because it's California, but just kidding. I know. Most of California is actually really conservative. I just like to give you guys credit.
Yeah. I mean, we deserve it. I mean, until the state shakes off the coast, and by the state, I mean San Andreas Fault.
Well, if that happened, then you wouldn't be part of California anymore.
No. Well, we would. We would be the real California.
You would be the California God intended instead of where we are right now.
We'd have Arizona Bay, and then I would be a couple hours from the coast and still be up in the mountains. It'd be nice.
It would be pretty cool.
It'd be really, really nice. Yeah.
It would be pretty cool.
Commercial?
Yeah, we are about that point, huh? All right. Let me get to the right screen here. Too many tabs open. I think it's this one. Here we go. Sorry, I was multitasking. I was making sure my last article for the night was going to go out later tonight. Anyway, so we're going to go to break now. We'll be back on the other side. I'm Rick. He's Ordy. This is our show. And yeah, like he said, you're not. Back in a minute.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
In uncertain times, we could use someone to lean on. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma will stand by you with plan options to fit your budget. If you've recently lost your job, had a baby, or moved, you can still get the healthcare coverage you and your family need. Financial help may be available for those who qualify. Call 855-452-BLUE or visit hereforyouok.com to see if you're eligible to enroll. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I know karate, I know jiu-jitsu, I drive like a gangster when I'm coming to see you, see you, see you, see you.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome back into the program, ladies and gentlemen. There is an 80s TV show that I can never remember. It was kind of like a precursor to Sliders. It was between the Sliders era and the Land of the Lost era, but it was kind of the same principle where this family gets sucked into a portal. I swear that the beat and the cadence of that song reminds me of the intro for that show, and I wish to God I could remember what it was called. Because it bugs me every time I hear something that reminds me of it, because I can't ever remember what it was. But yeah, anyway, we are back. We are live, and hope everybody's having a great Wednesday night. Thank you so much for those of you that have been hanging out for the whole night. Some of you have been hanging out off and on since 2 this afternoon my time, or 3 on the east and like noon on the west. So thank you so much. We'll be back doing this tomorrow afternoon as well. Also, when we wrap here, I have the last 2 articles for the day will be dropping on Twitchy. So, late night clicks for y'all that can't sleep. Yay. Anyway, because, yeah, I hopefully will be sleeping because I've been working since like 8 this morning. But anyway, so we're back. We're live. And, Ordy, you wanna share that swing state news you just found?
Oh yeah. That's fun. So so in a new poll, 6 out of 7 swing states. I think you're right, Jeff. I think it was Voyagers. 6 out of 7 swing states, not red states, swing states, say the crisis at the border is the single most important issue to voters, eclipsing the economy, which, by the way, 29% of the respondents say the economy is going in the right direction. 2/3 of the respondents said that Biden is responsible.
Dun, dun, dun. Now look,
Yeah, Jeff, I absolutely think you're right. I think the show Rick was talking about is Voyagers.
I'll have to look later. But I mean, look, guys, there's a lot of real estate between now and November, so
Right.
It's an eternity in politics. But the simple fact of the matter is, this administration has basically been a dumpster fire since day one. And the scariest thing for me is, one, it's hard enough to understand what this man's trying to say anyway. But then he's trying to talk to reporters while standing in front of a helicopter and trying to tell them that he's literally done everything that he can do and that he needs special powers and he needs the right judges and he needs the right people to help him secure the border. And I'm thinking, dude, we have had border protection laws on our books for as long as we've had a border.
Okay, my first question is, what branch of the government is BPS under? Or BPC?
You mean Customs and Border Patrol?
You're kind of choppy with that.
Yeah, no, you're choppy on my end too, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, I blame Skype.
Probably. Let me see if that clears it up any. All right, let's try now. Can you hear me any better now?
You know what? It may be on my end. I think I'm having an internet thing. Give me just a second.
Sure. I was gonna say. He's made his Alexa mad again. That's what's going on. Because there he goes. Bye, Ordy. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I don't know if I should try to call him or if he's gonna try to call me. His light still shows he's on. I don't know. We'll just hang out for a minute. How y'all doing in the chat? Since I'm by myself. Woohoo! Fun times, fun times. Live radio. Wait, I can't ask you how you're doing in the chat because I wasn't sure if it was on my end or not, so I closed the chat. So let me get that reopened again. So, yeah, anyway. Alright, so, how's everybody doing tonight? We having fun? Oh, I feel like I should bring out the Spicoli sound clip. I don't even know. Do I still even have that one? We're going to find out. I think I do. I used to. Yeah, I do. Alright, so I don't know. This is kind of how I'm feeling right now.
Hey, bud, let's party.
Let's make that a little louder and try again.
Hey, bud, let's party.
Anyway, so I guess I'm going to try to call him back. Oh, wait, nope, there he is. Can you hear me now, Verizon boy?
Yes.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I didn't realize I had behind my KLRN chat, I had YouTube that had 7 tabs open in it. So that's enough. That's enough to crawl even my internet connection. Sorry, guys.
Your internet says, fuck you, I quit.
I mean, I've got a pretty damn good internet connection. That was yikes. Anyway.
Actually, I think Jeff may have been right. That looks...
Yeah, looking at it, because from your description, looking at the video he posted, yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, if Biden wasn't in enough trouble, apparently now everybody's figuring out that everybody's tired of the border games bullshit.
Right.
And
it's one of those things, it's kind of like, I mean, with the Roe decision, it's kind of like everybody just said, fucking enough already. It's been 40 fucking years. Now, again, we're at the... You guys have been dicking around with this for 50 years. You've been fundraising off of it, both sides. You know, it's shit or get off the pot. We're sick of you.
Well, and I think that's why we are currently kind of in the middle of a cold civil war, whether anybody wants to admit it or not. Because everyday rank and file Americans have figured out that, again, just like with Roe v. Wade, both sides were using it as a fundraising tool. Both sides were taking turns deciding who was Lucy and who was Charlie Brown, and then basically taking turns pulling the football away from each other, and then blaming each other. And apparently 26 governors have had enough of their shit.
Yeah.
As well they should have.
And that's what I liked, too. When the map came out of the 26, and then there was the modified versions that showed what it actually looks like, too, where they filled in all of California except on the coast, and a lot of Arizona except around Phoenix and Tucson, and a lot of New Mexico except for around El Paso, and a lot of Colorado except Fort Collins, Denver, and Aurora. And then it was like, wow, that's actually contiguous.
Oh, yeah.
Washington's still fucked. If you follow the Sierras all the way up to Canada, then that's pretty accurate.
I'm just saying.
Or like Idaho.
I'm just saying, everybody that's conservative that's on the edges of California just needs to move to Nevada so we can eventually just build a wall that, takes a left at Albuquerque and keeps on going. No, I'm just kidding. It wouldn't be Albuquerque. It'd be Nevada. But, and I guess it would be right, not left. But...
Well, the thing is that you're right. The thing is, what everybody says is like, okay, well, we need the wall to be, build a wall at Nevada, but the Sierras are a perfect natural boundary. I mean, Donner Party.
Yeah, I would love to say that you're wrong, but you're kind of not.
I'm not. So there you go. There's the break. But even the Central Valley is like, no, fuck you. We want to go too.
I mean, and that's why when all the talking heads were like, oh my god, in this movie they're claiming that Texas and California would join up. I'm like, you guys do realize that most of California is actually conservative, right? They're just outvoted by the blue clusters.
Right.
So yes, a lot of California would in fact side with Texas if Texas ever decided to start shit, because a lot of the country has already decided they're going to side with Texas in one form or another. The funniest thing is watching all these people that have zero idea how guns work, no idea how to do any type of, tactics at all, talking about how, well, if Civil War breaks out, I'm going to kill you. Really? You ain't even going to be able to find me, motherfucker. What the hell?
Well, and that's you're a danger. I tangle with these people a lot too.
I know,
almost as much as Southern Strategy. I'm so sick of that topic, and climate tarts. But in this one, it's kind of like, okay, they don't know where their power comes from. They don't know where their water comes from. They don't know where their food comes from. I had some communists try to tell me that the city turns off the power and the rural areas would, succumb pretty quickly. I'm like, do you know where your power comes from? I mean,
No, they don't. The
California Water Wars. 50 ranchers blew up the LA aqueduct, diverting all the water back into the valley, held off an army detachment from Fort Tejon for a couple weeks, and the only reason why it resolved as quickly as it did is that the bank that held most of the notes on the ranchers' farms mysteriously went bankrupt because the two brothers who ran it were embezzling.
Oops.
So, yeah, there's low-key implications that Mulholland put them up to it, too. So that's the only reason. I mean, the ranchers had no respect for the military. They were punking the mayor of Los Angeles, who came up to, try it. Just guys, and that was just 50 fucking ranchers and some dynamite.
Well, I mean, so these same people that are like, well, all we have to do is turn off the power and you guys are hosed, are the same people that, think that Israel's the bad guy, even though they've been supplying free water and power to Palestine for years. Yeah. But Israel's the bad guy.
Yes.
This is the most absurd timeline I think I've ever been in. And that's saying something, because I'm pretty sure there's been a few jumps. Especially
People
since I started doing this.
Say shit now. They just say the stupidest fucking shit to get clicks. And
Well-
I mean, that's actually why. I mean, that's one of the big reasons why I haven't blew myself.
Okay, I have to. Sorry, it's required.
Giggity giggity, giggity goo. Stick around.
Yeah,
Oh.
thank you.
Yeah, had to be done. Sorry.
Well, I understand.
Although, if you could blow yourself, you wouldn't need the blue check. Just saying.
Right. If I could do that, I could go on OnlyFans.
I mean, technically, you go to OnlyFans now.
Right. Well, you know,
I mean,
don't make it weird.
you could always join my page. You know, dad bods and short rods. Just saying.
Oh, Sarah Rump blocked me. That's a shame.
Aw. Wait, isn't that like the rump shaker chick, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Yeah. No, that's the Rump Shaker chick. She went and lost her fucking mind about DeSantis and against Disney, talking about how it was just going to be a huge embarrassment, blah, 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 blah. And so, you know, today,
It was for the mouse.
Yeah, they just lost their federal case. Disney just lost their federal case. You know, it was dismissed. And so I tweeted at her, so how you doing there, Sarah? You okay? And she blocked me.
Poof.
So that good.
She's like, "Fuck you, Amish, fuck you." But yeah, I mean, you know, you have Donald Trump who claims he always wins, and then you have DeSantis who seems to actually always win, and yet we seem to be picking the orange guy again.
Make America Florida again.
I saw somebody with that in their bio today. It was like DeSantis 2028, make America Florida.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
Well, but I think it was Bonici who said that the other day too, from Red State, who said America could have been Florida, but y'all fucking around.
I mean, look, the only thing that I know right now is whoever gets to be in charge better be somebody that can stop World War III before it gets any further, because we're pretty much in it now and nobody wants to admit it. Can cool the jets on American Civil War 2.0 and start the process, which unfortunately, folks, whether we want to admit it to ourselves or not, is going to be a very long, drawn-out process to restore our freedoms, because they took them from us a long time ago. Nobody likes it when I say that, but it's the truth.
It's true.
I mean, I've been talking about this on the afternoon show for the last 2 weeks. As soon as the Republicans, of all people, made it possible for the federal income tax to pass, we became the batteries powering the federal government.
This is true.
And then the batteries weren't strong enough, so they started the equal rights movement to get women out of the house so they could double their tax base, while at the same time not having adults home to look after children. So before school programs started being created, after school programs started being created, and before you knew it, in between daycare and school, kids were out of the house for 12 hours out of the day. And they basically just started teaching them whatever the hell they wanted them to know.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, my parents would ask me all the time, "What'd you do in school today?" "Oh, not much." I didn't really think about it. But now it's like, you want a detailed list of the shit your kids is doing in school, because since the lockdown, everybody saw the crazy shit, and they're like, wait, what? What happened to reading, writing, and arithmetic? What is this?
Right.
What is this? Boys have a vagina, and boys may have a penis, and birds and the bees, and the bees and the birds, and the birds and the birds, and the bees and the bees shit. I mean, can you imagine with the way they try to do everything now, actually trying to have a talk with your child about sex? Because I couldn't anymore, because I'm like, do I talk to them about the birds and the bees? Do I talk to them about the birds and the birds? Do I talk to them about the bees and the bees? I don't know.
No, you talk to them about the ants.
The ants are marching 2 by 2. Oh, wait, sorry. Oh.
So what are you watching?
Shit, what have I been watching? Well, actually, once I get done here, what I will be watching, because I'm finally done with my work for the day, when we wrap up here, will be La Brea. It's in its final season. It's been a really fun watch and some interesting little twists. I didn't think I was going to like it at first, because, I mean, the first few episodes are pretty cheesy. It's just like, wait, so you fell through a sinkhole and you came through, and then suddenly now you're basically upside down or something? So I was thinking it was like whole center of the earth thing, and then it turns out it's something completely different. But yeah, so that's been a fun watch. So I've been watching that. Other than that, I really haven't been watching anything new. I started trying to watch Atlantis on Prime and then figured out they had like only the first 2 seasons and was like trying to use that as my sleep
It's
stuff.
on Hulu.
Yeah, I know, but my Hulu has ads and I haven't upgraded yet. Ugh.
It's like $5.
I know, but it's one of those bundle things with Disney and everything. It's a pain in the ass to change, and I haven't messed with it yet. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, there was something else I had been watching. I'm trying to think of it now, and I can't. Well, I mean, I have been rewatching Doctor Who. I'm in the Capaldi era again. So lately, I'm just kind of, because I've rewatched all the same stuff so often that now I'm kind of like you, because you're like, I'll watch a couple episodes of this, then I decide to watch something else. So I've been kind of flipping between Enterprise, Doctor Who, and Atlantis until I ran out of seasons. But the whole me trying to break myself of sleeping with the TV on didn't last very long, unfortunately. So
Wait, sorry, Jeff. I wasn't looking at the chat. That's yes. I'm 100% with that. Let's go. Yeah, so we can get more, get Fat Electrician content for years more. I'm down with that. Absolutely down with that.
Wait,
if you're not watching Fat Electrician, he has got some of the best comedic timing of any YouTuber I know.
See, everybody's watching all this YouTube stuff, and like I had one of my nieces try to get me to watch some shit the other day, and I'm like, this is boring as fuck. Why are you watching this? She's like, you don't like it? I'm like, dude,
Okay.
No.
Okay, so no, but he does fun military history.
Oh, I mean, that could be fun.
And I got turned on to him when he was doing with the first video of his that got recommended to me was for Operation Praying Mantis, when the United States took out half of the Iranian Navy in 8 hours. And I was gut rolling from that. And then there's so much more great content. And he even makes fun of like the comment Twitter warriors and stuff too. But it's just it's a fun channel. It's and then when his wife gets involved in it too, making dick jokes, that's also good.
Yeah, I don't know. I may have
you told me it was 8 inches. I said, yeah, and you said you'd take installments. Well, I didn't know what that meant.
Nice.
Yeah.
So speaking of the whole 8 inches thing, right? There is a hilarious reel going around between. I think it's everywhere now at this point. So it's on Facebook, it's on Insta, it's on TikTok, all of it. And it's a lady with a tape measure, and she's like,
"Oh yeah."
She's like, 12 inches. Where the hell do you think this is gonna go?"
Women, I don't think we know what we're talking about.
And I was dying. I was like, so you mean I am actually average after all? I was not aware.
So, getting back to the Fat Electrician too, Jeff just dropped it in the chat also. One of his favorite saying, it's on his merch too, is "It's not a war crime the first time."
I think you said that earlier.
Yeah, I'll throw that out
it.
every now and then too. That's kind of like that's a nod to Jeff and anybody who's watched the channel. So,
yeah.
In fact, I even did it in a thread. I can't remember what the thread was about. And somebody else says, "Oh, you watch Fat Electrician?" I'm like, yes, somebody gets.
You get me. You really.
I'll send you the link after the show to the Praying Mantis one. Watch it before you do anything else. It'll enhance whatever story you're writing tonight, because it'll just give you that extra 10% snark you need to get moving through the night.
Oh no, I'm done for the night. I already put my fourth one's out. So
whatever.
But I'll watch it anyway. You can still send it.
Okay.
Just send it. Just send it. All right. So what about you? Besides Fat Electrician, what are you watching?
Well, mostly the Fat Electrician. I've been doing okay. This week has been kind of rough at work and everything, so just background noise. I've just been throwing on random episodes of Deep Space Nine. So the reason why I did that, I had it on Prime, and then it disappeared from Prime. So that finally motivated me to get everything set up with Paramount Plus, because obviously it's going to be on Paramount Plus. So it's like, okay, you know what? Because I'm really familiar with Deep Space Nine, I'm using it to familiarize myself with the interface on Paramount Plus. So, yeah, because if you like, Disney Plus has the worst UX of any streaming service ever. Second is Paramount Plus.
Well, I spend a lot of time on Paramount Plus, so I don't mind theirs as much. One of the ones that I absolutely cannot stand anymore is fucking Netflix.
Netflix is terrible.
Because it is the laggiest, most unresponsive UX ever for what the fuck you pay for that service anymore. I mean, to be able to get it to the point where everybody can watch what they want on Netflix, I'm paying like $22 a month, and this shit barely works. And then randomly it'll just throw you out and say, you got to put your password in again. Motherfucker, it's on my goddamn TV. I don't need... It's like the fucking fast food apps on your phone. Where like all of a sudden they all have this notification where you've been logged out for security reasons. Motherfucker, it's on my phone. It's the only place that I use it. No, you can't even get into my phone unless you hold it up to my face first. I don't need you to log me out of the fucking apps. Because each of them has a different fucking way to get into it, and I have so many of them because it just makes my life so much easier when I'm in a hurry to get food for the kids. And half the time I get logged out of them and can't remember how the fuck I set it up in the first place. And then I'm like, so this means that unless I can find the right combination, all these points that I've been storing up to get free shit aren't any good anymore because I'm just going to give up and start another account. Bastard.
I just wanted a fucking Coke from McDonald's, and I couldn't... The staff was nowhere near the fucking counter. The kiosks weren't working, and so I went to use the app, and yeah, just trying to get... You know what? Fuck you. I just want a Coke. So I walked across the street to the gas station and got a Coke.
I mean, it's just annoying. I'm like, why? I mean, I understand that security is like this big thing now, but for a fucking food app? Are you kidding me?
On a phone? I get it. Okay, you know what? If someone gets hold of your phone, and then they break through your biometrics, and then they get to your app, and then they break through your biometrics again, and then, you know what? Fucking, they deserve them Big Mac then.
I mean, let them get the fucking Big Mac. I can dispute it with the card company later.
Right.
I didn't order this. If they want to go through all that to get some quasi free food, let them have it.
Yeah.
But I mean, the other thing is, I have a fucking iPhone. All I have to do is find my iPhone and tell it to lock the bitch, and ain't nobody getting into it.
I'm absolutely amazed Carl's Jr. does not have an app.
They do. You have to find it. It's weird because if you don't get the right one, you get the one in Russian, and it's really fucking confusing.
That's the one I keep getting.
Yeah, no, there's an actual one. Because for the longest time, because I live in the middle of nowhere, my Carl's Jr. wasn't tied to the app, so it didn't do me any good. And then the last time I went up there to order, they're like, set up your app account and get free food. And I'm like, cool, I can finally use the app to order here too. And then I kept getting the one in Russian, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why? First of all, it looks English till you click on it. Then everything's in Russian. And I have friends that took Russian in high school, so I actually learned some Russian. But I ain't that great with it, and I sure the fuck ain't trying to use I mean, where am I going to order it from? Vladivostok? Come on, man. Like, why is there even? I don't understand. Why is there even an app in Russian in America? I'm so confused.
Because they're skimming credit cards, Rick. It's a scam.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're probably right. But anyway.
Yeah, and you just confirmed you're a Russian bot.
Yeah, fucker. Whatever. You fucker, you brought her.
Yeah, okay. Behind the circle.
All right, well, believe it or not, man, that's pretty much the hour.
That is it. That is it. That beats the butt, Bob.
I don't know where I went, but that was the hour. It's funny, because now that I'm doing 2 hours in the afternoons, it's like these hour-long shows feel like they just fly by anymore.
Yeah. Didn't we just do this? Yeah. I get it.
Well, that's why I moved rails.
I'm hoping in the next couple weeks, because this is juxtaposition week. So I'm hoping to have everything backed up and off my computer by after Culture Shift next week. And then I'll be able to format, and then I can start seriously getting everything pieced together to start getting ready to do my show. I still haven't decided what day I'm going to do it.
I mean, Monday's pretty well wide open, except for one Monday a month.
Yeah, I don't want to do Mondays. Because it's more of a weekend thing.
Well, I mean, you could do it alternating juxtaposition weeks.
Thought about that, too. Or Friday nights after He Said, She Said, or... Anyway, I'll think about it.
I was just thinking...
It depends on how late I want to stay up on my limited time off.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is, you don't necessarily have to do, 8 p.m., what would it be, if it's 10 here, it'd be 8 your time. So you don't necessarily have to do 8 on a Saturday because I don't think there's anything on in front of you anyway. Just that way you have a set day, and it's every other week to get you used to doing it. And then if you decide you want to do it more than that, you can always move it later. It's not like we don't have open schedule. I mean, you can put it wherever. I don't care.
I'll put it where I want.
That's what she said.
Anyway, that's the plan. That's where I'm going now.
Yeah, well, I love you, but I'll believe it when I say it.
Anyway, the point of that too was to get VC and Gordon and everybody on the same page with production.
Yeah, and I still need to figure out if I can make Discord work right or not. One of these days. Oh, if I can get around early enough to actually drop all this shit this week, then maybe we can do that like an hour before or something and sit down and see if we can get it ironed out or not.
Yeah, we'll get it all figured out.
But anyway. So where can folks find you, friend?
Let's see. You can find me Saturday on Juxtaposition, doing that infotainment or conspiratainment show that you and I do. Tuesday, you might be able to find me on Manorama if I'm feeling good. This week I was feeling kind of like shit, so I backed out. Then Culture Shift next week, and that's about it. How about you? And Ordnance Packard on Twitter. Still, I know.
So you're skipping out on me next week?
No, we got you next week too. I mean, that's a given.
I'm just giving you shit.
How about you? Where can people not find you?
Nowhere. Because I'm always somewhere. All right, so taking them in order. Tomorrow afternoon, I will be doing the Rick Robinson Show from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern here on KLRM Radio. Then at 10 p.m. Eastern, I'll be doing the Jen and Rick Show as long as Jen is available. Then Friday, coming back around doing the Rick Robinson Show, usual time. Then filling in for the incomparable Mickey Blowtorch. I'm attempting to fill his shoes, but I can't do the helicopter the way that man can, but I'm doing the best I can. Doing He Said, She Said with Aggie Reekin, then back around doing Juxtaposition with you at 11 p.m. Eastern on Saturday night. Then on Sunday night, I will be airing right after our good friend Alan Ray doing America Off the Rails, which is now the Sunday night closing act here on KLRN Radio. And as Al says, one of us, one of us, one of us. And then Monday, back around doing this again. Tuesday, doing the Rick Robinson Show. Then Tuesday, Rick Robinson Show, producing for He Said, She Said. Then back around here doing Rick Robinson on Wednesday, and then the usual lineup on Wednesday night. While also putting out the Loftus Party podcast sometime on Monday or Tuesday, contributing to the Loftus Party on a semi-regular basis, contributing to the Misfits website on a semi-regular basis, and Twitchy lately has been daily, trying to get back into that again. I've had 2 drop already today, and one that just dropped that's about to tweet out in about 7 minutes, and another one that tweets out in another half hour. So late night clicks for you insomniacs, because I've noticed there isn't much late night content, so I'm trying to fix that, because I'm usually up anyway. Other than that, you can find me on pretty much any social media platform at RowdyVic73, and Q Ordy snoring, because this is usually where he pretends he's asleep, because I've talked to him.
What?
All right, folks, that's it. Chat Lives Matter night is in the books. Next up is the Friday Eve edition here at KLR Radio, starting first thing tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. And I will see you in the Twitchyverse hopefully before then, because it's the first tomorrow, and I'm going to stop procrastinating and actually start hitting the ground running for once, so I can stop going, oh shit, I have a deadline, and I still have 3 stories I need to do, like I've been doing for every month since I've started doing this. But on that note, bye everybody.
Hail Hydra.
Too tired to argue with you about the Hydra thing. Bye everybody.